This is Joe, the host of He Said, She Said, and I want to encourage you tonight, don't lose your voice. It's so easy for us to lose our voice because of so many different factors. I'll give you an example. When I was younger, I hated public speaking. Like, seriously, if somebody came to me and said, Joe, it's time for you to talk in front of a class or in front of people, not me. I'm not talking in front of nobody because I was afraid. I would look at people, and the fact that they're staring at me as I'm looking at them and I'm trying to formulate words, it was so scary because it was an incident in 8th grade specifically that caused for me to be this way. I was making a speech, and as I was making the speech, I really wasn't prepared for it, and I started fumbling over my words, and it was just like falling down a hill. You just continue to tumble till you reach the bottom. It was like a little small piece of snow at the top of a hill. It just rolled into an avalanche. It was bad, but credit to the class, the people in my class, they did not laugh. I was ready for them to laugh, to be honest with you. But ever since that moment, it actually amplified my fear of public speaking. And that's exactly what the devil wants. He wants us to be scared. He wants us to be doubtful. He wants us to be afraid of the things that God has called us to boldly step into. And it takes maturity. It takes us working towards and recognizing that these things are hindrances for us to get around them or go through them. Sometimes we are trying to get around them, but God says go through them. I brought you to it. I'll bring you through it. So this is for somebody out there that feels like they may be losing their voice. They're tired of saying the same things over and over again. I'm tired of making videos over and over again. I'm tired of posting things over and over again. But that's exactly what the devil wants. He wants me to feel tired of doing these things. He wants you to feel tired of doing these things. And we got to just keep going. We have to have that encouragement from, again, the people around us are so instrumental because they are speaking life into the situations. They're not causing you to continue to doubt. They're not a member of the pity party that you're trying to hold for yourself. They're encouraging you, telling you, this is what God has called you to do. If God has called you to do something, he's already given you the equipment to be successful in it. But it takes for you to recognize that, to be able to get around the obstacle, and the obstacle is you. You're self-doubting, you're afraid, you're not completely comfortable with what's going on, but you have to continually lean not to your own understanding, but knowing that God has your best interests at heart. He already has a plan that's for you, and that you are walking in that plan that he has. And if you're walking in the plan that he has, you're going to be successful. The only thing that's going to stop you is you. So don't lose your voice. Don't get so tired that you are giving up with what God has placed in your hands. He's entrusted you to do it, so he's giving you the tools to be successful when you do it the way that he wants to do it. So continually walk it out. Walk with a group of people that believe and know that this is the vision that God has for your life, and you'll be fine. But never lose your voice, because if you lose your voice, if your voice is silenced, if you're starting to talk quieter like this, if you start talking like this, people can't even make out what you're saying. They can't make out what you're saying. So if I feel like I can't talk like what I'm saying right now, then how are you getting the message that God is putting through me to give to you? And in the same way, if you are not comfortable, or if your voice is deafened, or if your voice is quieted by the things that you're putting in here or that you're putting in here, in your mind through your ears, if people are telling you you're not this, you're not this, you're not this, and you start believing that you're not what you know that God wants you to be, you'll start to talk quieter because you're losing confidence. You're like, wait a minute, maybe I'm not called to do this. Maybe the people are right. Maybe, there's certain things that are making me afraid. Oh, wait a minute. They brought back the thing that damaged me from when I was like 10 years old. I never dealt with that. Here it is in my face now. How do I deal with this? The key in dealing with it is confronting it head on and saying, I know, I may not know, or I may feel like I am inadequate, but I serve a God that is adequate, and he brought me to this, he'll bring me through it. So keep trusting and believing, keep encouraging one another. I'm encouraging you tonight. Continue to walk in what God is wanting you to do, because if you do not, it's not a hindrance and a disappointment to what you're doing. It's people around you that's relying on you to answer that call and do it the same way that God is wanting you to do it. And if you don't do it, it is a hindrance and it's affecting them. I don't want to be responsible for somebody else's failure. Do you? That's right. So let's get on it. I'm with you. Let's continue to walk this walk together.